Hey, welcome. My name's Matthew White. And in this video, I'm going to unlock something very, very important that's going to help you break free of overwhelm, doubt, and foggy brain. This is a simple version of a system or a method that we are using to help countless entrepreneurs, professionals, and aspiring high achievers break free of the shackles of doubt, fear, and overwhelm so they can live a fulfilled life, being able to get more goals accomplished without being held back by those afflictions. So stick with me and we're going to go through this video and you're going to learn how to master the art of hyperfocus. Let's talk about this. All right, the most valuable commodity on the planet right now, your attention. Think about this for 1 second. Large companies like Google, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube are all spending crazy amounts of money to work out how to get your attention, right? Your big companies, corporate companies wanting to hold the attention of employees, bosses, even your colleagues, friends, family. Everyone is bidding for your attention. Trillions of dollars are being spent trying to work out how to capture your attention across the world. It's becoming a problem. And guess what? A lot of people are losing that battle and they're getting sucked in with things like conveniences, convenient foods, processed foods, convenience takeaways, right? And all these things are creating a pandemic of obesity, getting caught into video games, getting caught into things like Netflix videos. These attention-grabbing things are really destroying people's lives. And it's really a phenomenon that your attention has become this commodity that's being used and abused throughout the world. Now, one thing we have and what we do is we're really passionate about unlocking the science behind the power of attention. Attention is something that really drives us because we want to help people. We know and we understand the value of attention. Now, there is, over the last while, crazy changes that have happened in the neuroscience world. Over the last decade or so, there's been so many myths that have been busted of our old ways of looking and understanding about growth and attention and mindset changes and how this affects us in the real world. The evolution of neuroscience is changing so fast and is giving us really interesting insights and abilities and tools that we can use to really maximize our lives, to protect our attention and be in control rather than being sucked into this vortex of attention grabbing things that are happening in our lives, right? So now even though there's a science that's out there that's working out how to grab your attention, there's also a ton of science out there working on how you can protect and make your attention better so you can live a better life. Now, we as a company looked at decades of research and science and we've packaged it into a version or a method or a formula that's easy to consume, and this is how we're helping so many of our clients be able to break free from these shackles of doubt, overwhelm, and foggy brain, right? That's preventing them from being more focused and engaged in this world. And this formula is an analogy of something that we've created to help people to understand simply how the biomechanics is working, how biology works, and to simplify it, to be able to give simple, easy to use processes and steps that anyone can take on board and be able to optimize their lives, right? Very cool. And we're going to go through this and I'm going to share exactly how you can unlock hyperfocus inside of you and really excel in this world and be more engaged, be more focused, and be able to get more stuff done. But not only that, be more effective in this world so that you can have that fulfillment in your life because you're getting the stuff done, you're achieving your mighty goals, and you're reaching those peaks that you've been looking to reach, right? Now, we focus on 4 core pillars. These pillars are really important to us, and we believe they're the fundamental building blocks to having a wholesome life, to having a full life, right? Memory. For us, memory is super important, right? that recall memory, being on your game, being able to work out things more quickly, problem solving, that kind of thing. Executive function, another part of problem solving and being more effective and dynamic in life, is really important to us, right? That executive function, it's the modulation of behaviors, being able to control and manage your thought processes, right? Being able to plan and solve problems, that kind of thing, right? Attention. This is super important, right? The amount of effort that you put into this and understanding your attention is going to change your life dramatically. It's changed my life. It's changed the lives of countless people that have worked with us, and it's really super important to understand. But attention is one of the core pillars. And then ultimately mood. We're very fixated on mood because mood is a fundamental part of growing and living and having a good life, right? No point just being focused and doing stuff if you're not happy and enjoying doing what you're doing, right? And they all kind of work together. So these 4 pillars create the fundamental building blocks that we work on to give people a better life, right? So here's the thing. There are these very powerful afflictions that we have as human beings, and they've been exacerbated over the last while through technology and through the way that we live these days. And our brains are really coping hard or trying hard to keep up. And, a lot of times failing dismally. Doubt, one of the biggest afflictions that's growing, it's becoming a pandemic in this world, is that fear of failure. Doubt, those negative voices, the inner critic that telling you you're not good enough, telling you you're not able to do this, or why are you even bothering, right? Why you're not going to get that job, you're not going to be able to start that business, you're not going to be able to accomplish that thing. No way, you're not good enough, right? Those voices are paralyzing and they're debilitating, and it's a seriously volatile affliction to have, and it's causing a lot of devastation. Overwhelm. So much overwhelm. So many of our clients are coming with this big affliction of overwhelm. They've got so much going on. They've got people pulling at their attention. There's so many tabs open on their screens, on their computer. They've got notifications coming out of their ears. They've got people trying to get their attention, family, friends. Their whole life is just in turmoil because they can't get a grasp of how to put these in place. And our brains and our biology cannot cope with this kind of demand. We need to train it. And the next one is foggy brain. Foggy brain is a seriously detrimental affliction. I think it's probably one of the worst. Foggy brain comes from, you got this feeling of deflation. You're feeling down. You're feeling demotivated. You're feeling like you just can't move forward. You're feeling like you're just so lethargic, right? You can't be asked to do something, or you want to. You've got this burning desire inside of you to want to make good decisions, or you want to move forward, but there's just something holding you back. There's just something that's preventing you from being engaged and activated in this world. And foggy brain is another very serious affliction. And these are the 3 afflictions that people come to us with on a daily basis, right? Ultimately, these 3 afflictions are so serious they're causing such a pandemic of burnout. Burnout is happening all over the place, across the world. It is a seriously bad state to be in, and a lot of people are feeling it. A lot of people are under this guise that they're okay, but they're burnt out. They're not producing, they're not effective, they're not engaged, they're not feeling good, and they're not living a fulfilled life. That is not a good way to live, right? The way this world is designed right now, there is some serious issues, and we've looked at this on a broad spectrum, and we're breaking it down into simple to understand pieces, taking science and putting it into a puzzle piece that's easy to read, easy to understand, and so you can take your life to that next level. We as entrepreneurs, professionals, and aspiring high achievers want to achieve great things. We've got vision, we've got focus, we've got goals that we want to accomplish, but this doubt, this overwhelm, and this foggy brain is holding us back, stopping us from moving forward, stopping us from making those steps forward, right? And so this barrier is relentless, it's consistent, it never changes. It seems to just be, you get caught up in this hamster wheel of cycles going around and around and around. You want to try something, you want to do a diet, you want to make money, you want to start a new business, you want to move forward in your life. But your biology, your body just seems to be holding you back. Your voices in your head, your lethargy, your whole demeanor, right? Everything is just working against you. And guess what? The reason for this is the surroundings around you. Number one, the surroundings, right? How you set up your life. It's what's causing you the pain, right? Your body, the state of your body, what condition your body is in is determining your outcome, right? And ultimately your mind, what your mind is producing, what's coming out of your mind and how your mind is reacting is causing you all these problems, right? These three major afflictions are built around your environment, your body system, and your mind system. It's a very simple formula. And the quicker people realize that this is the problem, and the quicker that it's addressed, the quicker they can move forward and have a better life, right? And it's not just a one fixed system, it's a holistic system, right? So here's the thing. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. You are a conductor of your life, right? And you conduct your biology. You conduct this biology to move forward, to do, to react, to respond, to create things, right? You are the master of the outcome of your life through your biology, right? Your biology does and responds and reacts to how you feed it, how you respond to certain things through your mind, and what you put into it, and the environment that you've placed it in. There's a response that comes out of that, right? And you are the conductor or the creator of that. Nothing else has created that except you. And so in knowing that, we also have the ability to create amazing outcomes. We have this ability to create and produce an orchestra of music that sounds amazing, that can be tuned in a way that can really create an impact in this world, where you can be more valuable and more effective and more resourceful and more creative and more fulfilled in this life, right? So you have the power to do this, and you have the resources to do this, but you need to take the action or understand how to do it. So let's break that down, right? Now, there was an old adage that's been around for many, many, many years about this concept of thought. Thinking, believing, and you will get the outcome that you deserve or desire, right? Now, science has, over the last decade, even more, been working through and understanding how the mechanics of focus, attention, and performance really works. And thinking, as much as what thinking is a part of the piece of the puzzle, it's not the beginning and end of everything. It's only a small piece of it. And it is important, but it's backed up by another part, and that is our biology, right? So thinking and believing is important. However, what determines the outcome of that are these ingredients, right? The instruments that we have, our body, the receptors create the outcome for how our mind thinks, how we react. Since we were born, we have been taking in feedback from the environment, right? Through our mouth, through our ears, through our nose, through our eyes, through our lungs that we breathe, through our stomach, through our muscles, right? Through our skin. These receptors have been programming us based on the environment that we have around, and on top of that, the things that we've heard in our thought processes to design us. We're an outcome of that process from birth until where we are now, right? So the things we've heard, the things we've seen, the things we've felt, right? The fitness levels of where we are, all these things play an impact. Our health levels, right? What we taste, all these things. So there's a fundamental understanding here, right? There's a big change that a lot of people have realized in science, that there is a holistic system that we need to look at, right? It's not just thought, it's not just believing, but you have to have the dynamic of your biology working with you and for you. Because if it's not working with you or for you, it's working against you. And when it's working against you, you're feeling down, you're feeling deflated, you're feeling doubtful, you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling all these things because your biology is not working with you, right? Putting these things together. So as we work through this, breaking up the components of the roadmap, you'll see that these are the components that we plug into the system, right? And now I'm going to start from the back and we'll work our way forwards, right? Where are we heading? At the end of the day, what we're trying to accomplish, for most of us, is to achieve great things. So to have goals and to be able to accomplish those goals, right? Achieving mighty goals is important, whether it's, you know, going on a holiday, big holiday, or retiring early, or having a fortune in real estate, or, you know, living a good life, or, you know, there's multitudes of things that we all aspire towards, right? Starting a new business, having a successful business, building a business, growing a business, all these kinds of things, right? So each of us has different desires and goals. And when we get to these milestones, right? And I call them milestones because we always want to be continually growing. We start feeling good, right? We start feeling really good and we feel fulfilled. And fulfillment is a real important process to having a great life, because that's what ultimately we're all aiming for, is fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from two very important categories. For me and for us, we've learned and we understand that focus, the attention, the time, the energy and effort you spend on something is critical to fulfillment. The other critical component is clarity, because there's no point, clarity and focus work together symbiotically, right? There's no point being focused and doing things if you're not clear about where you're going, if you're not feeling good, if you're not having empathy, if you're not enjoying the journey, right? So focus and getting stuck in and being able to take action without feeling overwhelmed, without having doubt and all those things holding you back. You combine that with clarity, feeling good, feeling motivated, energized, and having a clear pathway to work towards. This brings on fulfillment. When you're feeling fulfilled, you're having a good life, right? And that comes from achieving mighty goals. So we're ending up in a place that's in a good place. We're aiming for fulfillment. We're aiming for being able to accomplish more in our lives, but not just accomplishing things, feeling effective, feeling like we're getting things done of value. Well, let's take a step back. And so in this, sorry, one second, what that means, right? What that really means is this, right? When you get this correct, this is the wheel of awesomeness. When you get this working for you, you got all these amazing benefits that working for you, and your life is so much better, right? You'll be able to be more in the moment, right? Being in the moment is critical for your family, for your life, for your business, for your work, your job, your boss, your company, whatever you're doing. Being in the moment is a critical component of a good life. Accomplishing more, right? Being able to accomplish more, feeling accomplished when you're doing those things. Increased happiness. That's what you're going to get, right? When you focus, you're engaged, and you're clear about where you're going, you got this happiness thing going. Your physical performance increases. When these components all work together for you, you'll feel your body be engaged, be energized. You'll feel like you want to do more. You'll feel more active. You'll feel just super stronger, fitter, healthier. Really great experience. You'll make smarter decisions. Smarter decisions are a key component to this, because your brain is on fire, you're ignited, you're clearer in your thoughts, and the decisions that you make are going to be more proactive, because you can make better judgment choices because your biology's set up the right way. You'll have better problem solving, right? Problem solving is one of the number one facets that are missing in a lot of people's life, right? We got problems. How do we create a solution? How do I find our way forward? And it's a problem that people can't figure out solutions to a lot of their problems. And this in itself is a problem. So heightened alertness, that experience, that feeling of just being aware, being engaged, feeling lighter is an incredible experience, right? And feeling more fulfilled. We talked about fulfillment of just having a good life, feeling like you're accomplishing things and you're doing good things, right? That's an incredible place to aspire towards. And that's what we work towards for all of our clients, right? Working with us. And so we work back a little bit and we look at this next component, which is the dashboard, right? The dashboard is where everything happens. This is where the magic happens, right? We talked a little bit about the instruments, and I'll go back to them in a minute, but we've got the control panel. The control panel is what we want to focus on, right? Control panel is where everything comes out of, and it's how we create or fine-tune the music that we get to play. As the conductor of our choir, we get to produce the music that comes out and sounds just perfect. If we get this all right, it's about tweaking and tuning the knobs so that everything works perfectly. All right, so what we're going to look at here is we'll start off with the effects, right, as we're working backwards. These are the effects to experience when you're engaged, when you're hyper-focused, when you've got the world working with you, your biology working with you. These are the results that are going to come out of it, right? Number one, you're going to have impact, right? Impact is a great experience, right? When you know you're making an impact in this world, when you're getting things moving forward, it's a great experience. So by tuning your biology in, you're going to make a much better impact in this world. You're going to feel good about what you're doing, and that impact level is going to grow because you can accomplish more. You can feel good about what you're doing, right? And this is where peak performance happens, right? Peak performance relates to the impact that you're making in this world. So doing something effectively and getting results for it and feeling good about it, right? Then we've got these three components here, right? And what I want to talk about is intrinsic motivation, because this is really the baseline of what we're trying to build here and trying to create in your biology. Intrinsic motivation is one of the most valuable things that you can have besides your attention, right? Intrinsic motivation builds your attention. When you have intrinsic motivation, the attention or the focus flows from that. So fundamentally, our core driver is to help you to build this powerful thing called intrinsic motivation. Let's talk about a little bit about that, right? Motivation. Motivation comes in two components. This is how science has broken it down. There's extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. Now, most people live in a world where they're motivated by these extrinsic rewards, right? They're built in a life, and the whole stream works around this, right? Their bosses, their spouses, you even reward your kids sometimes through these extrinsic rewards, right? Praise, status, perks, money. These things are built and designed in our DNA for years and years and years. We've been told that this is how you got to motivate people, right? Carrots and sticks. And people that are driven by these extrinsic motivators, they fade. They're not consistent. They're not, constantly building and growing and living a better life. But you'll often find they might peter up. Then they'll come down to this idea of not just clocking in, just following procedures, just completing tasks, and ultimately doing the minimum for what they're being paid for. Very rarely being able to break out and be creative and be performing better in this world. But then there's intrinsic motivation. This is the golden apple, right? This is the place where you want to be operating from. And if you know how to create this, we help our clients build on these intrinsic motivators. These intrinsic motivators, once you can internalize them and you can create a momentum around these intrinsic motivators, you'll really truly find yourself feeling engaged and motivated every day. Not just one day, not just this moment, but every day there'll be this feeling of wanting to move forward, right? So autonomy, acknowledgement, connected identity, gratitude, active recovery, hanging around with positive people, and health. Putting these components into your biology, into your package, is gonna ramp you up. It's gonna give you this extra acceleration that you wouldn't believe, right? And it comes from this is all subconscious driven stuff that really can give you that long-term push to achieve more things in your life. What you get out of this intrinsic motivation is focus, productivity, creativity, happiness, commitment to things, right? You stick with things, and ultimately effectiveness, getting stuff done, right? The right things done. And effectiveness is a core component of what we build the whole foundation on, right? Effectiveness. Effectiveness is a core component. the way we get that intrinsic motivation happening is by creating those internal drivers, but ultimately it's the feeling of autonomy, right? Autonomy is that feeling when you're in control. You can control your world. You're in charge of how this outcome is going to be. You've created this idea. You've done this. You are working towards an outcome. You're in control of you, right? Autonomy is very powerful. Effectiveness. Effectiveness is one of those things where you're doing stuff and you're feeling like you're actually being of value, right? You're feeling like you've accomplished something good. You're doing something of importance, right? That effectiveness is a very powerful driver. And connection with yourself, connection with the people around you, connection to this world. When you feel good connection, when you feel engaged, it is super powerful. This is the baseline for getting that intrinsic motivation really driving hard, right? Ultimately, a great effect of what comes out of this is inflammation reduction, right? Inflammation is a seriously major problem that so many people don't realize they have, and it's chronic. It's built over time, and it causes a lot of sickness, disease, and really, inflammation is a big killer. And it's around, we are constantly in a state of inflammation, and we need to learn how to manage this. And when we reduce inflammation, that's when we become more clear, right? That foggy brain that you have, that fogginess, is because of inflammation. You don't realize it oftentimes, and people don't realize they have inflammation until they don't have inflammation. Then they go, holy crap, I feel so good, I feel different because I've got rid of this inflammation, and now my brain is clearer, I'm feeling better. That's so much better, right? And it's a really powerful place to be. Because inflammation, and these are some of the things, bad sleep, stress, bad diets, dysbiosis, atrophy, right? Sitting down at your desk is causing you inflammation, right? If you're sitting longer than 30 minutes at a desk, you've got inflammation happening, right? And think of people that sit down a whole day at their desks and they don't realize they're building up inflammation in their systems, and it's causing them a problem. Infections and deficiency in vitamins. Like, these are big problems. Not having enough nutrition in your system is creating seriously big problems in your body, in your life. And this is what's coming out of it, right? This is a picture of inflammation, and inflammation is devastating. It causes cancer, it causes obesity, it causes heart disease, it causes depression, it causes sarcopenia, brain disease, immunity dysfunction, type 2 diabetes, all these things. Like, it's crazy. We've got to. And this is what we do to help our clients understand that we need to get in control of inflammation. If you want to live longer, if you want to have a better life, if you want to have a clearer mind, this is a big priority, right? This is what we help people with to break through that higher level. Taking a little bit step backwards. Processing, right? Processing is the core of everything, right? Core of everything. Processing is where we have a systematized approach to helping people really get engaged and raise that level of focus, right? Because when you raise that focus to hyper-focus mode, right? When you're engaged, when you're clear about your path, that's when the magic happens, right? And it doesn't happen like that overnight. You have to work at this. This is a system design that gets results if you're prepared to put the effort in, right? Before I get into that, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. Right? I understand this pain, right? I understand this pain. And for me, this is when everything started, right? Everything started for me. This is a picture that I took at a time in my life where I just had enough, right? I was feeling all those things, doubt. I wanted to break free and have my own business. I wanted to stop working in a job that I hated, and I wanted to be able to have my own life, live on my own terms, and have a much more fulfilled life doing what I enjoy doing. This was a big defining moment in my life, right? The overwhelm, the deflation, the doubt, the foggy brain, all those things were part of my life, and it was frustrating. I was working in a job that I was good at, but I just didn't want to do it. It was frustrating me. And this specific morning, I was driving to work. I was on my way to work, and I was clenching the steering wheel so tightly, feeling like, anxious, and I could feel it was silent, right? It was raining. I could hear the raindrops falling in the car. The speaker was on, the radio was on softly. I could hear the music playing, and I was just clenching the steering wheel, driving to work, going, I do not want to be doing this anymore. I don't want to be feeling like this, flat, overweight, just, like the world is just against me. I had to do something different. I had to make a change. And I stopped the car and I said, this is the moment. This is the moment where everything is going to change for me, and I'm going to make it better. I took out my phone and I took this snapshot, and I said, this was like 8 years ago, and I said, I am going to show this picture to people to commemorate the time where everything changed for me. It was the last straw on the camel's back, and I said I had enough. I had enough and I needed to move forward. See, I was working in a high-paid job. It was a high-pressure job in construction manager, managing a whole crew of guys on a construction project where the pressure was high, and I had to perform every day. It was non-stop. It was go, 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 go all the time. And there was oftentimes a lot of arguments, a lot of frustration, a lot of people at each other for no particular reason sometimes, right? Because the pressure was so intense. Because the pressure was so intense, that meant that it was stressing me. It was really wearing me down. I had no time to enjoy life because I was there first, leaving last, had to do so many things, always thinking. And in this same time frame, I wanted to break out of this and go and start my own business. But as much as what I tried, I couldn't find the energy. I couldn't find the ability to move forward to make it happen. And so I was stuck in this dilemma. I was stuck in a conundrum of wanting to break free, wanting to get to a better place in my life, but I wasn't able to do it because I didn't have the energy. This was what was happening, right? The fogginess, the overwhelm, the doubt, everything was just weighing me down. I couldn't break out of it. And I would literally come home from my day job, try to create something, try to have my side hustle going, but I just couldn't do it. I was feeling worn out, flat. I was overweight. My biology was just not primed. I had nothing to give at this stage. So I would come home from work and I would just fall asleep, and I wouldn't be able to produce anything. And this went on for quite a few years, and it was seriously frustrating. It was driving me into a state of depression. I couldn't really figure out what I was going to do. That picture that I just showed you was the last straw on the camel's back, and I made a commitment to wanting to change. And then that was the start of the dynamic of learning this process, understanding that for me to move forward and grow, right, something had to change in my biology. My biology had to work better for me so that I could get more engaged. And this is what happened, right? Out of that came a massive, dramatic, awesome, crazy change in me. It was like a light switch went on inside of me, and I could feel so much better. Like, I know that sounds cliche, but it really was this amazing thing that happened to me that just changed, and I became on fire. I got more energy, I got more ignition inside of me, and I felt more motivated, and I was able to get more stuff done. And from that, it's totally transformed my life. I was able to come out of that job, start a business, start another business, dive into real estate, have a bevy of real estate opportunities come my way, and we were able to build a portfolio of real estate, start 2-3 companies, and be able to really help a lot of people. We got coaching businesses, we got management businesses, we got real estate businesses. All of these things came from when I made a big switch, and I changed the way I thought about my life and started turning on my biology, started tweaking those knobs so that I could take my life to that next level. And when I started tweaking those knobs and started working on it and thinking where I could add things and take things away, wow, what a big change. And this is the dynamic that is what I'm showing you today, right? And not only has our accomplishment been in business, but personally, like, it's been a dramatic shift in our biology, our total biology. And we never focused on the benefits of being in shape, but this was secondary to just focusing on building our biology and building our brains, that we're in incredible shape. And it's a massive transformation. I was in a bad way. I was feeling, when I started out on this journey, I was feeling deflated. I was feeling overweight. I was pretty much obese, right? And I was in an unhealthy state. Then, not so long after making this transformation, after making this change and getting focused on the system, that's when everything changed, and I was able to get into great shape. I felt good, felt better, and it was just infectious, so infectious that my partner jumped on board and she was like, I'm doing this too. And boom, she's been on the journey as well. And now we are so fortunate that we get to help people all over the world get better in their lives, right? And guess what? That transformation wasn't just then and just for a short period of time. 6 years I've been able to keep in shape and be able to keep my biology primed and working because I have a system. I follow a system. The system drives my mental capabilities, my physical capabilities, and my energy is always up. I'm always feeling good about things. And this is what we impart onto our clients, helping them feel better, perform better, do better, accomplish goals, stick to things, and get more done. And it's just been a total transformation. We're excited. And we are very, very, very fortunate to be able to go around and teach people about our system, about our method, to help people to break free of these afflictions of doubt, overwhelm, and foggy brain, right? These things that are holding people back so badly. And we're very blessed to be able to help so many people get to a better place in their lives, right? And the system is this, right? Now I'll go back to what I was showing you before because it's important, right? Notice that system. That system fits right inside here, right? Right inside here. So it's a system built to help people get to a better place in their lives, right? Going from average to extraordinary. That's our method. And that method has been helping countless people get and be in better places in their lives, build confidence, feel better about themselves, achieve more, and accomplish so much more in their lives, right? And part of that process is making choices, right? Making choices in our lives. Choices is a fundamental part. Making good choices, negative choices will impact the process negatively. Make positive choices, and your impact, or the impact from the results, will rise exponentially. So we help our clients create a positive outlook to having a better future, right? And going through the system. And the system, it stacks on top of each other, right? You can't have one without the other. You have to build from the ground up so that it works for you, right? Building into it, there's 3 core levels, right? Base, core, and uplift. The base level, drive, building drive into your life, having motivation, that intrinsic motivation, starting it off, ignition, right? That's an important part. Next thing is being able to be in control of your calm, being able to let go of stress and anxiety and release those inner critic inside of you, right? Grit, being able to keep on keeping on, right? Grit is an important component of being successful and being able to accomplish more. Next level up is energy, having the fuel source, because when you're in a hyper-focus zone or mode, your body is draining a lot of energy, right? And you need to fill that energy the right way. When you're as engaged as our clients and I am, when we're in this zone or in this mode, you're on fire, and your brain and your biology is consuming energy. So you need to feed it the right food, not just anything. It's about feeding your biology the right things so that your brain is on fire, can cope, and you cannot feel stressed. Next level up is resilience. Resilience is such an important factor, right? Resilience is that ability to keep on keeping on, pushing up, getting up when you get knocked down, and just pushing forward. Having the confidence in your life to be who you want to be. Next level up is clarity. We all need clarity. We need clarity. Focus without clarity is nothing, right? Focus by itself is just somebody running around like a headless chicken, not doing anything effective. But focus with clarity is an amazing place to be, because this is when the results happen, right? And so the next level up is control. This is in control of your environment, control of your life, being engaged in control, and knowing that you have the perfect environment that's going to boost you and give you the ability to charge ahead in your life, right? The next level up is having an edge. as a successful entrepreneur, I know the importance of having that edge, right? That little extra edge, that little something to push you up to the next level, right? To keep you ahead of the curve, to keep you ahead of the game, be able to perform when others aren't even thinking about performing, right? As an entrepreneur, every minute counts. Every bit of energy and things that I can work with, time that I can work with, means something to me, right? Time is money. Attention is money. And so I fully work towards the edge, right? The edge is having that extra level that you need. And then ultimately, the last level is mastery. All of these things are all good, but if you can't master them, no point, right? If you put all these into practice and you master them on a regular basis, like going to gym or working out in a dojo, you're going to have the life that you want. You're going to feel better, you're going to perform better, you're going to have extreme ability of focus, clarity. You're not going to feel overwhelmed. You're not going to have that doubt, that inner critic in your head anymore. You're going to feel more engaged, right? This is the system. This is the process, right, that we work towards. But part of that process is being able to control our biology, right? We have to tap into our biology and make that happen, make that work, right? To take it to the next level. And the brain, and the part of the controls, or the controlling mechanism, is to be able to control our brain waves, to control our nervous system, and to control our neurochemistry. Because these are the three controllers of our life, right? These are the things that depict whether we feel good, whether we're going to move forward, whether we're going to run away, whether we're going to be active or engaged, or we're going to, all of these components together create us are controlling our lives, or part of our controlling mechanisms of our life. But we can control them through our instruments. So our instruments are the receptors that help to manage things like our brain waves, our nervous system, and our neurochemistry, right? Through this process, through the butterfly method, which is a systematized approach to being able to manage these controllers, we now can create the outcome that we're looking for, right? So the next part is the controls, right? The controls mean something important. Each one of these has a dynamic result, and each of these, once you know how to work with them and control them through the system, can take you to a whole new level, right? Transient hyperfrontality, how to manage that, how to bring your brain waves down, closing down your prefrontal cortex, which is overactive most of the time, bringing you into a place where you can take charge of your biology and get those other components working for you, right? Taking your autonomic nervous system and really being able to balance it. When you need it to be calm, you calm it down. When you need it to be active and engaged, you create an engagement process, right? Balancing your nervous system through your brain waves, through the receptors that you have, is a very powerful tool, and it can give you so much control of your life. Now, one thing to note is that your nervous system has a controlling factor over your neurochemicals, and your neurochemicals are the powerhouse drivers of your mood, your focus, your attention, and the ability to be more engaged in this world. When your neurochemicals are down, or they're not functioning properly, your life's not going to be functioning properly. It's that simple. So you can see there's a downstream of things happening here that work all synchronously to create an outcome where you can feel fulfilled. And it starts with understanding this, right? Starts with understanding that you need to be able to manage everything. Your whole life becomes, the starting point is these instruments, right? Your thoughts and the parts of your biology that are the receptors, so that you can drive information to your mind, to your nervous system, which then controls how you respond and react in this world. But ultimately, your neurochemicals, which give you that engagement, which give you that ability to feel good and perform at your best, right? So that's a whole downline of things that you work for. And it's very simple. I know this might seem like a lot, but the simplicity of it is this, right? There's three core components. 3 core components and 9 simple steps that you take that can help you change your life. right? Everything is brought down into this component, this control system. This mechanism helps you to break free. And when you get to a point of mastery, that's when things really can take a whole new shape in your life. You're attracting great things in your life. You know, you're going to feel more wealthy. You're going to be more wealthy. You're going to be able to accomplish more things. You're going to be fitter. You're going to be healthier. You're going to be so much transformed. It's going to be pretty much a game changer for you, right? I know this because I experience this on a daily basis with people that we help, and in my life and in my partner's life, we've seen massive changes, and it's awesome to be able to help people and to take them to that next level, right? So here's the thing. Science has been doing research around this for a very long time, and what's come of this is the performance level of people that understand this, know how to enhance their biomechanisms, and also they can perform at their best. There's increases of like 500 and 700% of dramatic increases in learning, productivity, and creativity, right? Learning is that the ability to absorb information faster, right? Faster learning, skill acquisition, memory. Productivity is being hyper-focused, right? Motivated, energized, resilient, right? Up 500%. And creativity, up 700%. You know, the ability to problem solve, being creative, innovative ideas, right? Resourcefulness, all comes out of that. This is a powerful mechanism. When you understand how your biology works and what you can do to improve it, it can take you to the next level. Now we have a program. The program is called Extraordinary, Average to Extraordinary. I would love for you to come and join us, to come and be part of this. We're helping countless people get to a better place in their lives, transform their lives, you know, get away from doubt, get away from overwhelm, get away from that foggy brain. Move towards a life of fulfillment, move towards a life of feeling good, a life of impact, a life where you can have that intrinsic motivation driving you and you're feeling happier and good about what you're doing every day, right? Part of the process, you get to learn a systematized approach to how to master your biology, how to really take your game to the next level. We have tools and resources to help you every step of the way and give you the ability to charge ahead in this day and age. No matter what the world throws at you, we're able to help you with the resources to get in charge of your life and control of your life so you can dominate it and feel fulfilled and finally be in a place where you're achieving more of your goals, right? So you'll see there's a button below. Just go to that button, click on the button. It'll take you to a page where you can go and schedule an appointment. You'll come and catch up with me and we'll discuss how we can work together and whether the system is good for you, and we'll take it to the next level. All right? So without hesitation, go now, click that button, come and catch up with me. Let's have a chat. Let's see what we can take you to that next level over the next 90 days. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Talk to you in the next one.